Hello everyone and welcome you all to another chapter of CapCut Semi-Advanced Tutorial. So now this is the chapter number 5 where I'll be making you guys understand keyframing in CapCut. Okay, so how you will be able to use the keyframes to make your design or your video look quite good. Okay, we'll be learning about all of that here in this class. I'll be showing you also how you can actually use the slow-mo motion, okay, over here, how you able to use the slow-mo and how you will cut your files as well. Okay, so let's not waste time and let's get started. So over here, as you guys can see, now I'm here in the home page of the CapCut. So from here, I will try to create up a new project. Okay, so I will just come here, click on next, and over here, I will just let's click on next again. Let's just click next. Okay, so they're just showing you guys a preview over here and I'll just click on OK. So now what I'll do is I will just select all of it and I will just delete it from here. And let's go to my media. And from my media, let's select this and let's delete this one. And let's come here onto my import option. Okay, so I'll come here in the import option. Let's go to my desktop, and from here you guys can see I do have my resource files. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to come over here and let me just get this one in a large icon view. Okay, so over here let's go to videos, and here as you guys can see I do have different kind of videos. Okay, so now let's select from here. Okay, so let's come here and let's try to select that particular video. So I'll come here and I'll just open up this file. Okay, so I already did one. If you guys do want to see that, I will show you guys. So this is how I'm actually going to make. Let's go to desktop, and from desktop let's go to resource. Okay, so let's come here to the resource. Let's go to videos, and over here, like, I will just play this thing up. Okay, so here you guys can actually have this kind of Instagram reels. Okay, there also I have actually showed you guys keyframes, and here also you guys can see I do have the keyframes in which I have actually showed you guys about this option. So let's come here, and here you guys will also see a small animation. Okay, so here you guys can see the animation. I'll just close this thing down. Okay, so I will show you this one in Instagram Reel. Okay, so I will first show you guys this one. Let's come here. Let's just select this one and bring it over here in CapCut. Okay, so you guys can basically put this one here in CapCut as well. Okay, so let's come to import, and from import, let's come here and let's just put that video. Okay, so where is that particular video which I do have selected? And if I just come here onto the desktop, let's go to the resource, and from here I will just go to the videos option again, and from here you guys can see this is the video. I'll just open it up. Let's select this one and let's just click on delete. Okay, so now I will just play this thing up, and before that one, here you guys can see I do have a small preview. Okay, so I'll just come here, drag this one and put it over here in this particular timeline. Okay, so here you guys can see the total length of the video is 1 minute 1 seconds and 6 frames, which I will decrease it by a lot. Okay, so I'll just come here, let's select this one and let's just place it right over here. And the total duration of the video now is 13 seconds and 6 frames. Okay, so maybe I will just put this one exactly to 15. Okay, so let's come here, let's take this one, and over here you guys can see if I just place this thing at the beginning, let's come here, and from here let's decrease it by 10%. Okay, so now this one is at 14 seconds. Okay, so let's come here, let's place it, And now I will just click onto this icon, which is zoom to fit the timeline. So here I do have all my frames. And what I'm going to now is I am going to put up cuts. Okay, so I'm going to put up some cuts over here. So let's come here. You guys can come here and just select this, go to split. Otherwise, you guys can also use Control B. Okay, so I will just put up a cut over here. Let's come to this point. Okay, so you guys can come to this point and give up a cut, and you can come here and you guys can also give up a cut. Okay, so you guys can come here, and what you can do is now select each part again using the selection tool. Okay, so I will come here, and what I can do is I will just select each and every part, and I can put different kind of filters. Okay, so let's come here. I can come to this option. Let's try to put on different filters. Okay, so here I will just download all of this. Okay, so let's try to download all of this from here. Okay, so now this is being downloaded. What I can do is I can just put it over here in this particular frame. And now let's select this one and let's put this one over here. Let's select this and put it right over here again. I'm not just checking, I'm just putting it over and I'm just placing it to show you guys. Okay, so now if I just play this thing up, okay, let's see how it actually looks. Okay, you guys can see the color changes over here. Okay, so now here you guys can see this looks a bit brighter. Okay, and let's come here, and here also you guys can see a bit of change. Okay, so now what I'll do is I will just come over here, and now I am going to take up a text box. Okay, so I will come here, I will click on default text box, and I'll just click onto this plus sign. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to place it from here till here. Okay, so I will just place it quite over here, and I will just start a little bit late. Okay, so I want to start it here in this place. And now let's bring my playhead over here on top of my text that I can preview and work. So I'll come here, click on backspace, and I will just type Greenland. Okay, so I'll just type Greenland over here, and now I will just click on this font, and I can just select the font whatever I want to choose. Okay, if you want me to take this one, okay, so let's take this, and now I can just increase the size. Okay, I can just increase the size of the text, and let's change the text color to black. Okay, so I can just change the text color to black, and I can just put this one right over here. Okay, so now as we are going to learn about keyframing, okay, so once I have selected this layer, what I can also do is select this particular same thing, click on Alt, and what you can do is you can just place it right over here. Okay, so you guys can just place it right over here. Otherwise, you guys can just copy this one, copy, and come here and just paste the same thing. Okay, so I will just put this thing right over here. Okay, and now place the same thing over here in the same panel. So come here, and now after writing this one, once you are happy with your font size, okay, and the font color, each and everything, okay, you guys can come here, and here you do have an option over here. Okay, so now I will just come here onto the opacity option, and here this is basically called keyframes. Okay, so keyframes are basically used to do some small animation. Okay, so I will come here, and now what I'll do is I'll just bring my playhead, and here I will just see there is a snapping. So I'll just come here on the first frame, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add up a keyframe, and I will just bring my opacity to 0. Okay, so now again I will just move it few frames further. So till this time, again what I'll do is I will come here and I will just increase my total opacity. Okay, here you guys can see now I do have 2 keyframes. Okay, so now the same way again I will just come right over here, and now I will just add a keyframe. Okay, and again when I just come at the ending, I will come here and I will just add another keyframe where it will just blend out. Okay, so now from here, if I just play this thing up, Let's see how it appears. Okay, it slowly appears and it will slowly disappear quite from here as well with the change of color. Let's click on my space button over here on my keyboard, and now again what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. Okay, and I am going to choose some different things. Okay, so let's just bring it down, and what I can do is I can just give this thing or just change the text. So I'll just click on backspace and type a beautiful day. Okay, so I'll just type this thing down, and if you just want to go up on top, and from here if you do want to change the font size. Okay, so now let's just decrease the font size from here. Okay, and now let's just place this thing here in the center. So now let's place it here in the center. So from here, what you can do is you can come here, take this particular text. If you want to change the color, okay, let's go to the color options. Let's try to see which one looks better. Okay, so you guys can come here and try to put on some colors. Okay, so let's put this one and let's place it quite over here. And what you can do is you guys can come down and use some keyframes. Okay, so now you guys will use keyframe to scale the size and all. Okay, so from here I will come, and what I can do is I will just click onto the position keyframe. Okay, so I will just keep on the position keyframe. Otherwise I can also go with the scaling option. Okay, so now right over here what I can do is I'll just use the position one. So over here I will add a keyframe here. Let's come to the starting. Okay, and over here let me add a keyframe. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is I am going to come over here down. Okay, so I will just be down over here, and now again what I'll do is I will just change the position. So let's come right here, and now let's just change the position of this box. So come here and just move it up quite like this. Okay, so just move it up, place it here in the center. Okay, so from down it will just come up right over here in this particular position. And again once you come over here, what you can do is you can just come down, and here you guys can also use the opacity option. Okay, otherwise you guys can just go with a scaling option. Okay, so now I will just turn my keyframe on. Okay, so what I can do is now I will just go at last. Okay, and what I can do is I will just scale it down. Okay, so I will just scale it down to 1, and using this one let's see how it actually looks right now. Okay, so let's play this. Okay, here you guys can see now I do have this particular text, and now over here again you guys can see my writing appears, and here it will just go back down. Okay, so this was the video editing right over here. And over here also if you want to put on any kind of animation, okay, so you guys can actually put on different kind of animations which you also do have over here. Okay, suppose you want to put some adjustment layer and stuff. Okay, so you guys will be able to put on some adjustment layer and stuff as well. Okay, so now if you want to align these things, okay, if you want to increase the timing, okay, you guys can increase the timing and maybe just change the keyframes a little bit. Okay, so come here and just increase the size a little bit. Okay, place this one quite over here, just increase the timing. Okay, so now what I can do is I will come here, and now I will just put this thing here on top. So now let's play this one and let's see how it looks. Okay, so here it will appear so fast, and it will kind of become small and disappear over here. Okay, so you guys can actually use this keyframes to actually animate your video the way you want. Okay, so one thing left, which is audio, which I need to put it from here. Okay, so I can just come here into my CapCut and let's search for adventure. Okay, so I will just search adventure and I'll just click on enter. Okay, So once I am over here, you guys can actually check these things out. Okay, here it's getting downloaded. So now let's just listen this up. So here I will just check this first one as well. Okay, so let's take this one. Okay, so I will just come here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click onto this add option. Okay, so I'll just take this add option, maybe trim a bit. Okay, so I'll just trim this one a bit first here. Okay, so let me just trim this thing down, place it over here, click on to zoom to fit timeline. Okay, and now I will just trim this thing down here as well. Now again, click onto the same option. Okay, so now over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix this particular part. So here now my video is basically ready. Okay, and if you want to work with this particular audio, okay, you guys can come here and you guys can actually work with the audio. Okay, so if you want to put some fade in, okay, so you guys can see, you guys can just put a fade in of 1 second, and over here also you guys can put up a fade out for 1 second as well. Okay, so I'll click on 1 and enter, and now I will just normalize the loudness, and here I won't use any noise reducer, okay, or any noise reduction. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to play this thing up. So yeah, I hope you guys have understood this one, how you will be able to actually make a video with keyframes. Okay, so now the last thing what is left is I want to export this thing. I'll come here and I'll just change the name to keyframes. Okay, so come here, click on shift and click on keyframes over here. Okay, and I want to export it to my downloads, or let's go to desktop, and from here let's go to the resource file, and I want to just select this particular folder, and now let's click on export. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood this class. So I hope to see you all in the next chapter where we'll be learning more about this. Okay, so here you guys can see this is being exported as well. So I'll just cancel this thing, and if you want to see it over here in my system, so I'll just come here, go to desktop, go to resource file, and let's go to Windows, or let's come right back over here. Let's just view it in a large icon. Okay, so here I do have the keyframes. Okay, and let's see. So that was all about today's class. So I hope to see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye, everyone.